Hey people, I don't even know how to start this. But you know what? I'll give it my best shot. I think for the first time since I started this channel, you'll get Tipsy Bleak, right? Tipsy Bleak is kind of crazy, but I feel like everything that has happened within the span that I have uploaded content, or within the span that I haven't uploaded content, sorry. Like I said, Tipsy Bleak, if you're really about it, you'll listen through this. So freaking much has happened, and so much has happened that I wanted to talk about, and I just probably couldn't. And I feel like that's the word, I couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to, I couldn't talk about it here. But tonight it's raining, I'm tipsy, I'm back home and everything. So I feel like this is the only place that I've created that can truly vent what I really feel and believe. And, for the 5 people who listen through this entire garbage that I spew, I'm still so grateful. I don't even know if you're awake right now or where you are right now, or what you're doing right now, but if you're really clicking on this and listening to it, welcome. But I just had to get a few things off my chest. And, I feel like if you have anything that you want to add to this, don't ever hesitate to comment about it, or even make a response video if you want. I decided that, you know what, fine. I was going to give the normie life a try. I was going to indulge myself in the normie life, and I was going to not hyper fixate on things. I still do, but I decided I was just gonna go with it. And the funny thing I found out is, at the end of the day, it's still just what you believe in that's gonna push you forward. And the reason I say this is because the kind of friends or people that I interact with regularly, they have their own sets of principles, and so do I, but we interact pretty well. The problem comes in when you start to see somebody's presence there as an entitlement, right? Or rather, you start to see their presence as a constant. And from there, you start treating it as an entitlement. And after that, you start treating it as an afterthought. And that is mainly the reason why it's so difficult to date nowadays. It's so difficult to find somebody who understands your point of view or doesn't want to just use you and dump you and keep moving, because the landscape is so fucking ruthless. And everybody's just out for themselves, to the point where even if you're so close to somebody else, you'll see them as a utility, right? And I don't want to fault people personally, because at the end of the day, we're all subject to this system. And I'd like to think, on this side of YouTube or reality, or whatever you want to call what it is we do here, that we're aware of it, right? We're very aware of that fact. And despite that, we're still forced into it, right? And I wouldn't say I was forced into it, right? We all have that ability to just say no, right? And me personally, I do have that ability to say no. But I believe that there's certain forces that exist that you need to fill that space of. And you don't know why, but you do. Right? And I'm not saying it applies to everybody, but eventually you'll find yourself in that place. And when you do, you realize that there's so many other things that you haven't considered that are happening. And from that, how will you decide what kind of person that you want to be, right? Because it's that simple. It's still that fucking simple, imagine. It's still as simple as, what kind of person do you imagine yourself to be, right? Because the vast majority of people here are faking it till they fucking make it. And most of them don't even make it. And we've been convinced that what we've been, like, I don't want to call it this, the high life or whatever you want to call it, right? Mind you, number one, these things cost a lot of money that if you don't have, you're going to find yourself in such awkward situations that devalue you as a person, right? And you doing them, you feel devalued. But on the other hand, there's people who are doing much worse off, way worse off than you, and are still, doing quote unquote better in some aspect that you'd like to improve on. And that's where I'm stuck. Because you can see people who in whatever sense you think are doing better, right? You're doing better than them. But they're succeeding in a realm where you should be succeeding, right? What happens then? Do you force yourself to conform to what this person had to do to succeed better than you? Because I don't see what really is left. We haven't been left with many options, And I'm not even talking anything I don't know if I'll ever make a video about, whatever political standings we're existing in right now, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. And that's the takeaway. Whatever you believe should be happening doesn't matter. Because we're just adapting to what is happening and continuing from there. And the way I title this is there are no boys, right? The concept of the boys. Maybe I'm just talking to the men here, but if somehow there are women listening to this, there is no concept of the boys. We, men sort of pride themselves on this ability to have camaraderie with one another and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we all want the same things, right? We are looking for the same things and we all crave the same things. But what are you willing to do to get that or maintain that, right? The concept of the boys only works insofar as the boys want it to work. But if the boys don't see it as anything significant, then trust me, there will be a time where you will be the one holding all of the burdens of what you are trying to create as the boys, right? It's totally irrelevant what you think should happen. The sense of loyalty and I don't know, you can call it love, I guess. These theatrics. They are social fucking theatrics. Social fucking theatrics, right? These social theatrics do nothing except to mitigate. I'm using such big words, and I'm so like I wouldn't say I'm hella drunk right now, but this is normal bleak, or maybe it is. I still stammer a lot, and most of my videos are just off head, if it wasn't already obvious. So, with that, and at the end of the day, I'm the only one who I can come to consult about these kinds of things, because I realize that outside of my head, none of you matter. I don't know if that's cruel or mean, but it's this truth. And who I choose to, group with or associate with and understand their perspective and their struggles and their insights has led me to realize that we are doing this for our own sake, which is fine. But not everyone has your interest or your well-being or your opinion or your 2 cents. Nobody has those in mind, right? Nobody. Even somebody you can call your best friend, right? And that's a funny thing. It's funny when people put titles on things. Somebody you can call your best friend leaves you high and dry. And you're left with you're left with watching them go through go through things that you told them would happen, and they just didn't care enough to listen to you. And it's as simple as that, right? And I will say this, things are much more simpler than they always appear, right? They are way simpler than what they appear. No matter what you think is happening, whatever the simplest solution is, whatever the simplest answer is, that's usually what's there. You just don't want to take the time to look at it, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I think I got my drunk rant out. Like I don't want it to be too long. Mind you, YouTube has been fucking my channel up, and they've been, you know, it's discouraging, to be honest. It's discouraging to post content now. I used to post it just because I saw, for me, 50 or 100 views is a lot to me. Even 150 views in like a week or something, that's a lot for me. And not just because it's a lot of people listening, but also because of just how the algorithm works, because I'm being screwed horribly. And I haven't even, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to. But I feel like I had to get this off my chest in a way that only Bleak could articulate, right? I had to create a persona to reflect back what only I can explain to myself. So don't again. I mean, the big picture is peer pressure and all this fear of missing out kinds of situations. I get why they exist, and I feel like maybe there's some force that's trying to pull me out of my bed and tell me, yeah, this is where you should be, and this is what you should be doing, and this is how you should be acting on it. Yes, and I want to let go of this apprehension, which it is a defense mechanism, and it has served me well. And I do want to let go of it to some extent, and which is I feel like it's okay. It's okay for you to go through something and learn that you need to change, or you want to change, and you have to change it this kind of way. I do accept that, and to me, it's more about accepting the kind of energy that you want to continue with, more than it is what exactly what exactly you want to accept. Because everybody has their justifications, right? But at the end of the day, you know, it kind of hurts, right? That you would have somebody so close to you, and you having these interactions and constant appearances, and this is just so much about the social landscape now that is just boring, right? It's boring. It's boring and repetitive. It's not even repetitive anymore. People are just doing. Yeah, actually, it is repetitive. People are just doing it just to do it, right? Just to say that they've blown off steam, and they haven't. So, mind you, it doesn't add up why we're still being forced to participate in things that most people don't even actually want to participate in, but because they've conditioned and brainwashed themselves into doing it, they have to, right? You have to participate in something that you convince yourself is important. So yeah, I think I've got that drunk rant out of off my chest to what I can articulate, right? I had to, it's raining, my room by myself and everything, so I didn't want this tipsy Bleak to go to waste, because the thoughts were still so fresh in my mind, right? So, if you've really listened to a drunk random rant online till now, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know what to give you. I don't know what to do for you. But I hope it's enlightened you. I hope it's made you understand that the pressures that we feel, a lot of it external, are just manufactured to fill a void, right? And it's only a void that you can really decide how to fill. You can't, maybe you can't fill it yourself, right? But you can decide how you want to fill it. So don't let yourself go to waste.